Ken Swift actually has this thing where he it's like a judging system that he has for himself, where he'll draw a circle, a spiral, and he'll just never take the pen off of the paper, and he'll keep drawing it. And yeah, exactly. So he'll keep moving. When that person goes, if he sees something that he likes, he'll make a mark, and he'll keep drawing it, and then he'll make a mark. And like the bigger the move looks to him, the bigger the little indentation that he makes.
So it's kind of like one of those heart monitor things.
Exactly.
Like,
yep.
boom.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what?
Like
Actually,
EKG.
that man.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No. That makes a lot of sense, because I've been actually thinking a lot about how to judge battles, because I am not convinced that the way we judge them now is 100% correct. Right. Because like take Dizzy's system for instance, like it has all this like criteria that's involved with it. Like I think that's cool and all, but in my opinion, like the dopest part about breaking is that you can do whatever you want. And so when you specifically say this is the criteria that makes a good round, it kind of like fundamentally like makes me go, I don't know if that's the right way to do it. Not that I think his system is bad, I just think that there's like holes in it, and I think this is one of them, because it's like, from what I'm seeing, like with what you're explaining with Ken Swift's thing, is it's like he doesn't really care, like what you're doing. It's kind of like, did you impress me? Yeah, right there you did.
Exactly. Yep.
This is like, okay, it's whatever. Oh, but this is really dope. And so it's like, how memorable was that, what you did? You know?
Exactly.
And I think judging in that kind of way, I think it makes a little bit more sense to me, because not to say that Ken Swift is not judging based on like a whole list of criteria in his head, and it probably includes a lot of the stuff that Dizzy has in his system. But it's kind of like that gets thrown out the window if you don't even, at the end of the day you don't even like the round. You know what I mean? So I like that system that he does that, because when I judge battles, I actually kind of do something similar, not with this line, but I actually tally things in my head. Like, how many things did this guy do or girl do in their round that amazed me, or like made me feel a certain way, a certain positive way towards their round. So I'll tally that, and I'll even give it a score or whatever. And so when you have a higher score, I'll tend to vote that way. So even if it's like I get round for round tie. It's like if you in general were more, your rounds just resonated with me more. I'll vote that way, even if round for round it was a tie.
I think that having a system where it's based off of your preference, right? As you as a judge, is like you get to choose who you think won that battle. So if you're going based off of like a system is kind of just limited in a sense, like with the Dizzy's hour system. It's you got to follow a criteria, I mean, that's great, but it's almost like that category actually has a lot of things in between it too,
and they all connect to each other too. So, and the other thing I don't like about it is that he has 5 different judges, and each judge only judges on one thing. But I'm like, so like say you have what is it, like foundation judge, you have dynamics judge, musicality judge, or whatever,
and
like
creativity.
So you have one guy just judging on all those things, and in my opinion, I feel like all 5 of them should really be giving their opinion on all 5 of those things. So I would like to see that system be more like, okay, each judge is giving a score on that specific category, and then you're tallying it up, because it kind of doesn't make any sense to me that you get one person to just be the I guess the authoritarian ruler of this one category, especially when that category has so many branching pieces of it, and that judge, not to knock any of them, but only has a small grasp of it, because breaking is just so wide there, it's impossible to be in complete grasp of everything.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think that they could do a good job of being the authoritarian rule over that, but I think in general, a majority rule over that is better, because you'll get 5 different perspectives, or maybe 7, or however many judges they need to actually figure out what the correct score is.
Yeah,
that makes the most sense.
Yeah. And like the thing is like sometimes like some b-boys, I know this for a fact, because there are certain b-boys that are judging dynamic or like footwork, and they'll look at their footwork and be like, ooh, that's tight, you know, and they'll count that probably as a dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it can definitely go different ways.
Well,
you know?
Here's the thing: foundation is one of the categories. Dynamics is one of the categories.
Creativity.
What is the fundamentals of foundation? Dynamics. It's part,
exactly.
like, you know, when you say you got foundation, it's like foundation encompasses a lot of stuff, and one of those things is dynamics. So if you're judging on foundation and you're not including a judgment a little bit on dynamics, I don't think you're actually judging on foundation.
Right, because like power is a foundation too, you know, and
well,
that's a dynamic.
Like one of the things that a lot of the pioneers of breaking say is the contrast between movement and complete stopping, which essentially is what dynamics is. And so to have good fundamentals is to be switching between those in a good way. Right. So I mean, by definition, foundation includes dynamics. So it just, I think when you really start putting pen to paper with all these topics, they kind of break down, in my opinion. These categories, they break down. Yeah,
there has to be a little bit more than just those categories, like especially now that it's in the Olympics, and like there's so many b-boys and b-girls nowadays too. So, and they're all hella dope. Like
the
and there's so many styles, crazy, you know.
Yeah,
so
like what I would really hate to see with breaking is everything just converge to one style that always wins competitions. And I think I'm starting to see it a little bit. Right. And, you know, I think that the scene is open-minded enough to like not be completely converging right at this moment. But what I would hate to see is like in 10 or 20 years when, you know, we're deep into the Olympics style breaking and you see like just a whole crap ton of the same b-boy just at doing like the hardest move the best. I mean, at that point it turns into gymnastics, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please click like if you liked it, or dislike if you thought it was whack. Either way, make some noise in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe if you're down with that broke boy and or broke girl shit. Thanks. Peace.